Hey, it's me again. Yeah, it has been quite a while. Sorry, but not sorry. You know, been really looking into what my issues might be, what is really going on in my crazy head. And I finally figured it out. Hey, it's me. Oncoming car. I have found out that my main problem, my main issue is codependence. It's like I need somebody to, I don't know, fill me out. I don't know what to say in public most of the time. I don't know what people are expecting to hear. So I need somebody with, codependence is rough. And it all makes sense when you look into what codependence is. Codependence normally starts when a kid has any kind of an abusive childhood, or I didn't have an abusive childhood by any means, but what I did have was two working parents. When I started out and I was very little, like from age 6 weeks clear up until 4 years old, I lived in a single parent household. And my single parent worked all the time. 8, 10, 12-hour days. So I was always at the babysitters, at Sandy's. You've heard of her. I was always hanging out with Art. But Mom was, it's gonna sound horrible, but it's what it was. Mom was basically that lady I saw for about an hour or two a day. She was that lady that I saw right before I went to bed, and she was that lady that woke me up and took me to Sandy's house. So when I was growing up and just learning how the world worked, I was confused as hell. So to me, I didn't know how any of the world worked. I had to figure it out a lot differently than a lot of other people. A lot of other people who had, parents who were around a lot more often, when they had a question of like, oh, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something I would have thought of when I was 4 or 5. I don't know, I'm drawing a blank right now. But when they would ask a question, they would get feedback, and it was always from the same perspective. I got feedback from different perspectives, so it confused me. So I didn't know how the world worked. So for my entire life, my worldview has been a little off from what most people see. For me, it was, I don't know, I had a really weird worldview. Like growing up, when people would ask me what I want to do, I didn't think, what do I like to do? In my head, having codependence issues, all I could think is, what would impress you if I did? What do you think is a good job? What do you think I should do? Because I didn't know. I never figured out what I wanted to do. When you have codependence, it's not about what you like to do or what you want to do. When you have codependence issues, it's what can I do that will make this person like me more? Because that's your biggest issue. When you're passed off and you're handed to babysitters, or you're shuffled from place to place, and you don't have a routine. You don't have, I don't know how to describe it. It's when you don't have that family security, the whole bonding moment. I don't know. It's, yeah, I sound like a complete whack job right now, but your biggest driver is getting people to like you so that they don't pass you off. And it's not even a conscious decision. It's subconscious. You do it without thinking. It's just second nature. You do whatever will make people like you and not leave all the time. It's kind of like a dog who's been beaten. Every time anyone raises their hand or makes a fist, the dog cowers in fear. Even if you've got a treat in your hand, that dog is scared because of what happened in the past. But when you've got codependence, you're always trying to make people like you because you're used to people leaving and people not being there and only seeing them for a short while. When you're a little kid, you don't understand that they have to go to work, they have to make money. All you see is they woke up, you saw them for a little bit, then they left. And then you didn't see them all day. By the time they come back home, you've already went through 7 different things, especially when you've got ADD. You've already went through 7 different things a minute in your head. So they come back and you're like, oh, hey, you're back. What's it been, a week? Even though it's only been a day, but... So, that's my biggest issue psychologically. Codependence. And yeah, it does cause problems with addiction, it gives you all kinds of issues. With alcohol, if you start drinking, when you get to the legal age or just before, when you're starting to sneak it and, do the typical teenage thing, you hear your friends talking about, yeah, I went to this party, I had like 6 beers, or I had like 8 beers. So in your head, you're thinking, if I drink more of them, that must be a good thing. That'll impress people. Maybe they'll like you more. So you start binge drinking, which is horrible on you. But once you start doing that, then you're kind of locked in. Once you start binge drinking, then you start getting hooked on the dopamine feedback loop, which is, if you drink a beer slow, the little bit of an alcoholic buzz creeps up on you. But when you drink it fast, you get the head change very quickly. So your brain dumps dopamine saying, hey, you did it. You got a buzz now. That dopamine feedback is what you're addicted to, not necessarily the alcohol. I mean, physically, yeah, alcohol is an addictive substance. But it's that dopamine feedback loop that really reels you in. I pounded a drink, I got a head rush, brain's like, yay, happy chemical. The happy chemical is what keeps you doing it. So with the codependence, you start doing it because you think that will make people like you. Once you start doing it, the dopamine feedback loop reels you in, and now it's just a vicious cycle. It's very hard to break. So when you get older, things I struggled with is I would start pounding energy drinks because I pound an energy drink. Oh, guess what? Now I've got a little bit of a body buzz. It's rough. The 2-parent working household is screwing up a lot of kids. I mean, there's no other way around it. That's what's doing it. You don't have that proper bonding time. So you're always wanting people to like you. so that they won't leave. Back in the 50s, you didn't have near this problem. So the kids growing up in the 50s didn't have near the crutches that they need today. Today, you've got people working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, just to stay afloat. You've got single-parent households everywhere. So it's no wonder we've got this opioid crisis. We've got all kinds of issues. And mainly it's because the parents have to leave the kids economically. They have to stay in a house to keep a good life for their kids. Our economic issues are what's causing our societal issues. The kids don't have the proper raising. They don't have the bonding. You don't have what humans need to function properly. You're tearing people up mentally. And it really feels like it's on purpose when you look into it. What better way to control people than to screw them up so they don't know what they're doing, and then hook them on a drug that you can arrest them for, or put them in jail, or have to do all kinds of stuff to them. The saddest part is that in Western society, we base your mental health on how well you can conform. And I mean, how good of a thing is it really to conform to a jacked up society? When you really look into it, how good of a measure of mental health is that? If you can conform to a really messed up society. Hey, look how good I'm doing. I'm normal in this screwed up world. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If you can get rid of all that crap that we've been taught in school, or what you've learned from TV. If you look at it from a humanitarian perspective, conforming in a Western society isn't that great. The ability to screw over everybody to benefit yourself, that doesn't make a good person. But that's who gets ahead in this society. I think the measure of a society should truly be who is the best off in the society, and what type of person are they? Who gets ahead? The people who get ahead tell you what kind of a society you live in. So if the people that get ahead and have nice things, or just the people who are successful, if the successful people aren't good people, then you know, chances are it's not a good society. I mean, when you really look at it, yeah, we're told that it's a bright and shining star, but if you really peel back the layers, that's just a mask. It's not the true society. That's just the mask, the billboard that we all are told it is. It's painted for us, but behind that billboard, that structure's crumbling. It's a crap hole. It's just got a heck of a nice facade on it. We're destroying the environment. We have no problem factory farming, screwing up the food for profit, dousing them with chemicals so we don't have to dry them and we save money. So what if it gives people cancer and destroys their good gut biome? Money, profit, yay! Oh, I know. I'm going to get my raw goods from this third world nation, and I'll pay them 3 cents a day, because that's plenty of money over there. Never mind the fact that I'm making 4,000% profit on it, and then selling it to the US people and disguising it as quality with fancy commercials. That's where we're at. And it's really no wonder there's lots of people that have to be on antidepressants. Myself included. So, you guys have a good one. I'm going to go to the gym and work out some of the frustrations and go to work. Try to pretend like I'm making a good product with crap material. Sometimes it's rough. Sometimes it's very hard. But it all looks like it's turning around. Every day you see more people snapping out of it. Finally seeing what we're really doing. So there's hope. There is hope. I just wish we weren't all in a traffic jam trying to get there. You guys have a good one. Bye.